How to knit the variation honeybee stitch, English style.
For this tutorial, you will need a pair of knitting needles
And a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Knit Out of the Box for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their 100% fair trade Afghani hand-spun cashmere in the color light gray. For this stitch you'll need to know the following techniques: knit, purl, knit two together, purl two together, purl two together through the back loop, slip slip knit, yarn over. To begin this stitch you must cast on in multiples of 12 plus 5. Row 1. Beginning on the right side of our work, we're going to knit 2. Then we're going to start our repeat by purling 1. Next we will knit 5. Then we're going to yarn over 4 times. So we'll bring the yarn over the needle and back around to the back. That's once, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to slip slip knit. So we'll slip it knitwise twice, insert our main needle back into those 2 stitches and knit them together. Then we're going to finish our repeat by knitting 4. So we'll repeat this sequence until we reach the last 3 stitches in our row. And when we reach the last 3 stitches in our row, we are going to purl 1 and then knit 2. Row 2, we're going to begin by knitting 3. Then we're going to start our repeat by purling 3. Next, we're going to purl 2 together through the back loop. So we're going to bring our working needle around to the back of our work, go into the second stitch from the tip of our needle from the back here and go all the way through the first stitch, then bring that back around and purl those 2 together. It can be a little tight. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to yarn over 4 times. So bring the yarn around. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll notice I went the other direction this time to yarn over. That's because our next stitch is going to be a purl stitch. We want that stitch to be in front. Okay, now we're going to drop the yarn overs from the previous stitch. So we've got 4 here. It's going to give us one long loop here. And then we are going to purl 2 together. So do that. Next we'll purl 3. And we'll finish up our repeat by knitting 1. So we'll repeat this sequence until the last 2 stitches in our row. And when we come to the last 2 stitches in our row, we're just going to knit 2 to finish our row. Row 3, we are going to begin by knitting 2. Then we're going to start our repeat by purling 1. Then we're going to knit 2. And we will knit 2 together. Okay, now we're going to yarn over 4 times, going from the back around, over the front, and back around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll drop the yarn overs from the previous row. And then we'll do a slip slip knit. So slip, slip, and then knit those 2 together. And we will finish up our repeat by knitting 2. So we'll repeat this sequence until we reach the last 3 stitches in our row. Alright, and when we reach the last 3 stitches, we will purl 1 and then knit 2. Row 4, we're going to begin by knitting 3. Then we'll start our repeat by purling 1. Then we're going to purl 2 together through the back loop. So just like before, insert our needle behind, going from the second through the first, and then purl those 2 together. Then we're going to yarn over 4 times. This time we'll start in front, go back around to the front. It's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll drop the one from the previous row. And we are going to purl 2 together next. And then we will purl 1 and knit 1 to finish up our repeat. So we'll repeat this sequence until we reach the last 2 stitches in our row. And when we reach the last 2 stitches in our row, we will knit 2. Row 5, we're going to begin by knitting 2. Then we're going to purl 1 to start our repeat, and we will knit 2 together next. Then we're going to yarn over 4 times, so from the back, around, and back to the back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll drop the yarn over from the row before. And then we are going to do a slip, slip, knit. So slip, slip, knit. And we'll repeat this sequence until we reach the end of the row in the last 3 stitches. And when we reach the last 3 stitches, we will purl 1 and then knit 2. Row 6, we're going to begin by knitting 3. Then we are going to purl 1 to start our repeat. And we are going to drop the yarn over strands from the previous row off of our needle. Okay, so that's these right here. Now we're going to turn our work. So we'll turn back around, and we are going to cast 4 stitches onto our left-handed needle, or in our case, it's the main needle. We're going to use the cable cast on to do this. So we will insert our needles in between these 2 stitches and pull through, cast the stitch on. That's 2, and we're going right in between those 2 stitches. We yarn over and draw through, pull some slack out and slip that onto our main needle. And we do 1 more, that will be 4 stitches. Alright, so now we got 4 extra stitches here, and we're going to insert the right hand needle, our working needle here, underneath the 5 loose strands that we've dropped in the previous row. So you can see we've got these strands right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to grab all of those, and we are going to draw a loop through these and place the loop onto our main needle. Okay, let me do that again just so you can see. So we're going to insert right underneath all of these loops. We're going to grab the loop and draw through and place that onto our needle. So if you've ever crocheted, it's a little bit like drawing the loop through a stitch when you crochet. Alright, so once we've done this, we are going to cast on 4 more stitches. So continuing to use the cable cast on. That's 1. 2. 3 and 4. All right, now we're going to turn our work again. So we're back to where we were before. And we will purl 1 and then knit 1 to finish our repeat. So what we've done is we've kind of cast on all of the stitches that we were decreasing out as we went, and it makes this kind of cool little bee wing motif here. All right, so we're going to repeat this sequence until we reach the last 2 stitches in our row. So to finish up our row, we're going to knit 2, and then we are going to repeat rows 1 through 6 until we've reached our desired length. And that's how you knit the variation honeybee stitch. Want more New Stitch a Day? Check out our website at newstitchaday.com.